Hello, my name is Cerella-Nazari. This month I had the great opportunity to take a web design class, and as the month ends, the time has come for me to reflect on my experience in this class. My attitude, logic, and behaviors influenced my project because I believe the nonprofit that I chose, Catholic Charities of Central Florida, is a really good nonprofit that does a lot of noble work and addresses a lot of needs and a lot of things that many people are seeking for, such as help with adoption, even when they don't necessarily know where to go. This charity and this nonprofit really helps guide people and provide the emotional support that is needed to go through this process. I really believe that they have noble causes and that they are a good charity. So my behavior was truly influenced by this, and it made my work be better because I wanted to create a site that was worthy of this nonprofit. I've also seen their current site and believe that it could use an update and some love. So I was really motivated to create that for them if I could do that. Based on the work that I produced and the timely manner that I turned it in and the way I behaved throughout my class and with everything that came about throughout the month, I would give myself 100 on professionalism because even with every setback, even with every challenge that was faced or with, I think that I handled it well. And I think that I produce high quality work. As I started working on my projects, I realized I want to know more about web design in general. I first started to create web designs back in February, and I did that for a couple months and then basically dropped it as my classes moved forward and I got busy and I never thought about it again. And then as I revisited my work this month and last month, because my classes required it to, I felt proud of the work that I produced, and I was actually surprised that I produced that work. So it really made me realize that this is something that I might want to do in the future. Even if it's not a full-time thing, it is something that I want to learn about because it is something that I want to add to my tool of assets and my tool of abilities. And the resources that are available to me, first of all, is always the internet. But second of all, I believe, and I will always believe, that my instructors are an amazing asset to me. So I believe that that is the most valuable resource that I have available to me at this moment and hopefully for a very long time. If I had more time, I would definitely reach out to Catholic Charities of Central Florida and let them know that I am working on this project. The reason I would do that is because a lot of the things that I held back on, a lot of the content that I thought about twice, a lot of the things that I added or that I didn't add was largely based on what I believed was okay to do. Because throughout the time that I spent developing this site, I felt like I was almost like infringing on someone else's work, someone else's name, and I was using something that I was not allowed to do. So if I had more time, I would reach out to them and I would tell them, I would ask them, is this something that you're interested in? Because if it is something that we could work together to create something that we are both happy with, and maybe you can keep this at the end of it. I would have definitely done that differently to improve my projects. From the beginning, I would think about just going straight to them and asking them what their thoughts are, because it could be something that would have changed my project and made it maybe bigger, but also more realistic and made it better. And I will definitely use this in my career because it is something that it is obtainable and it is something that I can do and develop on my own and on my own time. And more importantly, I think this month has taught me how to discern between what is okay, when dealing with a client, what is okay when dealing with a lot of information and translating it to a new site. Is it okay to not put everything in? So all of those things have really taught me to think about real world scenarios and how I would deal with them and ask questions that help me think better about client-professional relationship. The advice I would give to future students would be to focus on the aesthetics of the website that you're trying to create. There are many things that you can control. If you do not know the charity, if you don't have direct contact with the charity, and you don't know if all the information needs to be there, or all the information doesn't have to be there, or if you need to add specific things. All of these things at this point in time, unless you contact them, are out of your control because you don't have answers. The thing you can't control for this class is the design. So I would advise you to focus 100% of your energy to create, yes, a website, a site that reflects the charity honestly, in that respect, that represents them and their brand in the best possible way. But more importantly, focus on developing your development skills and your design skills. Thank you very much. That was my review. Have a great night.